Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I hope you're doing great. Man, I was about to say welcome to the show. Nobody probably watches this channel. It's a new channel I made specifically as I battle through some kind of health condition. What I think now is possibly long haul, but here's the thing. Isn't that kind of crazy? It's like it could be so many things that the symptoms are similar, whether it's long haul, chronic fatigue. I don't know, I've heard of Lyme disease, POTS. Like there's all this stuff out there, all this stuff out there. But this was a hard one for me, and it might be for you. And we'll hopefully compartmentalize and do some other videos around different topics like working. How do you work with this? Even if you don't work, like what do you do? How there's so many things. But today I want to talk about medications and supplements. Which ones are in fact better or not? And to be quite frank with you, I don't really know at this point. I'm almost leaning towards nothing at this point. But here's the challenge. When you first get this ill, the way I did, where I knew something was seriously wrong, it was ERs, urgent cares, primary care, anybody that I could see. And it was torture. I really physically felt like there is a serious illness. And if it's there, it's undiscovered. I went through labs, scans, x-ray, nothing revealed, to the point where my primary is like, because I was such a wreck. I don't know about you guys, but I was such a wreck when I went into his office. Like, I'm like, man, and he knows me. I'm actually in a, although I've had to postpone it, I'm a salesman by trade, but I also had a really big YouTube channel where I talked about business. And my personality was one of the things that really always allowed me to, have a decent, be good behind the camera. And my sales, being in sales. And he was like, you're not right. And so, they always want to know your symptoms. I'm like, well, my ears are ringing. I got head congestion, my heart, I get fatigue, feel like my nerves are on the outside of the skin. I mean, it's basically everything. Everything hurts. So the Western medicine, they're designed to treat symptoms. If there's not, especially if there's no identified or, discovered condition. If you're just symptomatic with nothing identified through labs and this and that, or even if they haven't gotten you, just go in, they throw stuff at symptoms. That's what we do. So I took everything. I took everything under the sun I shouldn't say that. I took a lot of things. I went in, I got antibiotics, I'd get Claritin, I'd get this, I'd get that. It was every time a new medication. But the anxiety was one of the things that was really starting to play a big role. And as somebody in business, knowing mindset is really big. I've applied a positive mindset to so many areas of my life, especially in business, and I've seen amazing results in my relationships with everything. And that was another thing. This was a really great time in my life. And then all of a sudden, I just didn't start feeling good. And then I never got better. It got worse. And then the worry, the stress. We all know stress is one of the biggest triggers for our health. I put myself through a stress bomb. And if you're watching today, you probably did too. So one of my business buddies, bless his heart, I love him so much, man. Thank you, Mitch. He's all natural path, just supplements, man. And he's a successful guy. He's doing great. He's doing really good. And so anyway, he said, hey, dude, stay away from all the Western meds. We got to get you into natural, like supplements. So what's going on? So next thing you know, I'm taking supplements, but I developed this really nasty habit. See, because I want to take something, I want to feel it right away. And I just wasn't feeling anything right away. And if there was any improvement, even after a period of use of Western or natural path supplements or medications, it wasn't meaningful, right? I could just tell this isn't just your typical flu. Like we're going into months now. And so at first it was rest, fluids, the normal things we do, but it never left. It never left. So where we're at now, at about 5 months, I've tried a lot from I consider my friend a very skilled person as in naturopath and supplements. I've talked to many nurses and doctors that have given me advice there as well as natural or supplemental and meds. I got so bad to the point where my doctor, and he still wants to at times, because I have what's called flare-ups. So usually during early mornings, mid-mornings, I feel like I should be out to, I don't know, I flare up. Just the drive to the store can be a struggle for me. And then late afternoons and evenings, that's why I've turned on this camera, I kind of start to snap out of it just a little bit. And I've noticed it's cycling now. And I used to be able to go out and do some decent walks, but now I'm pretty much around the house in the car. Like, I'm not even doing any walks or hikes of any significance. Right now, I'm really trying, because I've noticed if I agitate my body, it has flare-ups. Right now, as we speak, ears are ringing. I feel definitely just still chesty and not right. Well, let's say not right. So today, what I decided to do, because basically what I believe now is the last box we're going to check off here is I've got to learn how to be comfortable when I'm uncomfortable. I got to just accept this situation, right? Because I've fought it tooth and nail. I've been in the doctor's office in a heap, like not even knowing how I was going to get myself to the, looking for a ride. I've been through the gamut, and there's still times where I can have flare-ups that in the past I would have been on my way to the ER. I still feel symptomatic to that point. But it's been really a crushing blow. I know mentally it's just really hard. So the body's connected to the mind. We've basically now shocked our nervous system. We've ruminated and fixated on symptoms. It's caused us panic and anxiety, and that's exasperated all our symptoms. And that's, in fact, where we're at. So one of the things that we know is what's the best thing for our body if it's injured? Anti-inflammatories. Now what I'm trying today, I took, like 500 milligrams, I think, of ibuprofen. And again, it wasn't any magic relief, but I feel like, I don't know, because yesterday wasn't like, I have these days that I'll have like 3 bad days and then 1 good and 3 bad, 1 good. It kind of cycles. Yesterday was one of my better days, although I wasn't out doing anything. I was still around the house, but I just wasn't, ready to drive to the ER. I felt like, halfway calm, not like my skin was inside out. And so I'm like, let's just go with some ibuprofen to see if my body is, it thinks it's in a fight, because that's basically what long haul is. Your body thinks it's in a fight, and it's fighting everywhere in the body. It's not just attack, it's not like, oh, you have a sinus infection, we'll work on that, or you have a chest infection, we'll work on that. But it feels like from head to toe, it's just in some kind of fight. So I've utilized that, and I guess is now my Western medicine is just ibuprofen, an anti-inflammatory. And my supplement that I'm on right now, I don't know if it's doing anything as far as my condition, but it's called Candibactin. If you want, look it up. It's all organics, almost oils and things like that. They're really for your intestinal system to keep it clear, which probably isn't a bad idea. But that's kind of where I'm at right now. About month 4. Still, my friends right now, they're like, hey, let's go on a road trip. Let's go travel. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. Even, trying to run my other YouTube channel, I just don't feel up to it. I'm just not, this is what you might get brain fog. I don't feel as sharp. And that's the other thing, which at times, like yesterday, I saw my friend, and it made me feel so much better. He goes, I hadn't seen him for a while. I said, hey, man, if you want to come over and hang out, he was going through some tough stuff too. And he goes through like anxiety over some breakup or whatever he's going through. And I said, well, I've got pretty big anxiety. Why don't you come over? We should hang out. And that's the other thing. Finding somebody you can relate with. That'll be in fact, that's the next video. So stay tuned. We're going to talk about that, how important I feel that is at this moment. But the reality is this. He ended up saying, he's like, dude, you look fine. Like, if I didn't know you were sick, I wouldn't have guessed, I still feel like I feel kind of chesty based on pictures or videos I see for myself prior to getting ill. I think I look like a train wreck. So, but it was nice to hear somebody goes, well, you look fine. But my family, they just think it's in my head. And maybe it even is. But how real these symptoms can be. So with that being said, we've covered a lot. I want to talk a little bit more about finding somebody you can talk to and that'll listen, that you don't have to pay to do it, and work around this thing, and some just, if you're taking a hit on your income, that's got to be really hard. If you've got kids, mine are messaging right now. I'm sure they're going to want to come blow in and blow out, and whether I want them to or not, a lot to cover. But I'll keep you updated. Right now, I'm going with an anti-inflammatory. See how the body does. Rough first start of the day, but the second half seems to mellowed out just a hair. So I'm super pleased to report that. Other than that, that's about all I got for us today. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, advice, please drop it into the comments, subscribe, and I will see you, whether you like it or not, on the next video.